So this is kind of a fun, unique idea for a movie. I would sort of love to know where you sort of got your inspiration for this script and sort of what got you going there.
Sure. The inspiration was, it's a personal story. The inspiration is my father, who is this incredibly charismatic man who has been married 6 times and had 6 kids with all 6 different women, and has been in and out of prison for most of my life, but wildly charming and loves animals and children, and animals and children love him, and women love him. And I kind of had this very unique childhood where I don't think I could be anything other than a writer. So I decided this one was going to be personal, and I wanted to make something that really felt like me and find my voice again as a filmmaker, because I had kind of been feeling like I had lost it a little bit along the way. So I thought, what better than to write about my father and to write about my other love, which is rescuing animals. So I kind of combined the two and made myself a little vulnerable and wrote about my relationship with my father.
Yeah, and it's a comedy.
It's a comedy, yeah. And I don't usually do comedy. But I wanted to kind of exercise a different muscle, and my dad is super funny. And so most of comedy comes from pain. And I think when I was writing the script, I think I was crying a few times when I was writing certain things. And so I think that comedy did come from a real place of pain.
Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. Okay. So I'd love to just ask each of you if you had any sort of external inspiration for your characters, if you took anything like from your own families or your own lives.
As we were having gone through the interviews, I realized I've always grown up in a house full of kids and pets. I've always had a couple dogs. I think at the most I've had maybe about 11 to maybe 13 cats.
No.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Because we had dogs and cats, but we had a cat that we brought to the neighborhood, and that cat had kittens, and then we became the cat house. And all the cats in the neighborhood, slowly but surely over the years, there were more and more cats, and they were coming from our house was the center of that. So we were the house with all the kids and all the cats. And in the film, I played a character named Serge, and he's an animal lover. He definitely. We don't see reluctant at first, but he finds out that he has the ability to love and to take care of the animals, and he's like, yeah, I can get down with this. So that's something that I definitely could relate to. I love big dogs, small dogs. I think I'm kind of reluctant right now, but we'll see what happens if someone comes and asks me to babysit for a weekend or something like that. Who knows what can happen?
Yeah, I was really drawn to Henry just because of how unique he was. I mean, he's not like all the other kids. He's not just your average teenage boy, I guess. I think he's also, while he is a bit strange and a bit weird, but he's also very, very smart and intelligent. And so, I mean, really, I got all my inspiration just from the script and from having talks with Shana and just getting to know the character. I mean, I feel very honored to have played him.
Yeah, I guess going off of that, do you guys want to talk about sort of your characters' roles in the film and what you sort of feel like any like messages that they have or anything you'd like the audience to take away from them?
I think with Henry, I think at the start of the film, you kind of see he's maybe a bit more awkward, and while he's very close with his mum, he's maybe a bit closed off, I suppose, in a way. But and he's I'm not really sure what people take away from Henry, but like I think throughout the film you really see him grow with his grandfather, and so I think it's a real message of maybe trying to be in touch with your family and because they can be very, very important in helping you grow, I guess.
Yeah, well, I think Serge is a character who allows us to see Vera's character, we can see her world and her perspective a bit more through him, and sometimes I think he's a character who opens our eyes a bit to see parts of her truth, and we look at her early on and we can smile and say, oh yeah, I believe in her too, and then we can see him at the end when he's smiling back at her, and we can say, oh, yeah, there's that person who's gone on this journey, and she's still as amazing in the end as she was in the beginning. And I believe that his role in the film is to constantly root for her and believe in her and be someone who she could be with and be completely fine and be happy and possibly have some type of a future, or just to be an enjoyable, positive presence for her. And we can see that is possible, whether it ends up being with him or not. We can see that it is possible for her to experience.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess to wrap things up, I'd love to know what your favorite memories were from working on this production. Do you have any specific things that happened, or just in general?
Yeah, I do. I can go. I believe it was my last day, and I think we might have been losing sun or losing light or something like that. And myself and Vera, we had gone through one of our kitchen scenes a couple times, and it was the second to last take, which we thought was going to be the last take. And you came in and you said, okay, that's it, and something like, can we do any better than that? And we looked at each other. We said, I think we can, okay? And it was almost like, okay, 1, 2, 3, let's go back in and get something else and just have fun. So it was really just about leaning forward and almost like, okay, 1, 2, 3, we're going to shoot and see what happens. So, when working with a really great director, she's going to allow her actors the space to fly and have fun and to see what happens. And if we fail, then she's right there in our ear to pick us up and to put us into place and to make sure that we have all the tools to have fun. So it was really, going by our imagination and seeing what happens.
I think I just loved having all of the cameos that we had. I mean, I think that was one of my favorite parts of the shoot, is that, every few days we'd get a new actor. We'd get Yahya, we'd get Peter Fonda, we'd get Christopher Lloyd, we'd get Bobby Cannavale, and it just changed the dynamic of the set so much, and it just kind of added this new energy and this fresh perspective, and that was one of my favorite things about shooting the movie.
I mean, obviously, having all the people coming in was great. My favorite bit about it is probably just having all the dogs about and just just being able to between takes just to sit and just sit with them, and just because of course we were in the back of a car for a lot of the movie, and I had like 4 dogs on top of me, and there's like another one in the front seat, and so I think the dogs really helped. I mean, nobody ever got stressed out or anything, because there's always a dog there just to pet and talk to, so that that really helped the sort of dynamic of the set.
That's so great. It's really hard to beat dogs sometimes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much. Honestly, this has been really fun. I know that South by is so excited to have your movie here, and they're so excited to have you here. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.